Hello, hello. How are you guys doing? What's up, Wing Chun? How's it going? Glad you're here. I am doing well. What's up, Benjamin? You are second. Good job. What's up, Lush? How's it going? Glad you're here. What's up, Sunnyside? How are you doing today? All right. Give me one second. Doop, 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 doop. All right, cool. Hey. There's a song that's been stuck in my head today. It's a Vietnamese song. I don't usually speak Vietnamese. Nor do I listen to Vietnamese music. Okay. I only speak Vietnamese to my family. Well, I do remember when I was growing up, my parents and my grandmother, especially, they would have like Vietnamese folk music playing in the background, like all day. Some days it was all day. Okay, and the songs just gets like they just get stuck in your head. What's up, Tsubaki? How's it going? But there were some good songs, I remember. Okay. Yeah. So there was a song that came up in my YouTube the other day, and it's a video. And I was shocked. Do you want to see? Hold on. Live screen. Capture. Hold on. 1 second. So this song came up. And the first thing I see, what? Now, Vietnam is a small country, okay? There's not many people outside of Vietnam who speak Vietnamese. And there's not a lot of Westerners. There's a black dude. I was like, what? So I was curious, and I wanted to play it, see how he sounds.
Qua lối nhỏ vào nhà em, muốn ghé vào thăm, sợ ba má em buồn lòng. Lỡ hứa rồi anh biết làm sao đây, để em mong suốt cả ngày nên buồn lắm.
Well, of course, her Vietnamese is good. But his Vietnamese is actually really good. What's up, Nikki? He sounds like a native speaker. And then I looked him up, and okay, he is a native speaker. He was born in Vietnam. So that's why it's so good. Yeah, I just don't hear a lot of Westerners speaking Vietnamese, okay? I did not expect that coming out from his mouth. Yeah, so that song's been stuck in my head. Nice haircut. Thanks, guys. You guys notice everything. I did have a haircut. Yeah, this is Vietnamese folk music. It's called bolero. I think bolero came from Cuba originally. Yeah, and then somehow it found its way into Vietnam, and it morphed into some Vietnamese thing where it's like this now. Bolero is like romantic music, right? Something like that. That's a Spanish word. Yeah. It's romantic music. So it sounds like this. I think when it came to Vietnam, it got a lot slower. Yeah. Not my thing, but this song has been stuck in my head. I've been singing it. So, do you guys want to hear? I think I'll sing along with them though. I don't think I can do it by myself. Qua lối nhỏ vào nhà em, muốn ghé vào thăm, sợ ba má em buồn lòng. Lỡ dữ rồi anh biết làm sao đây, để em suốt cả ngày nên buồn lắm. Em cứ hỏi lòng tại sao mỗi lúc gặp nhau thì anh nói chuyện đường dài, đem trở về em khóc thầm trong tay. Nếu yêu nhau ai nỡ để buồn cho nhau. Xin em hiểu dùng đời anh lên đêm kiếp phong trần, nổi trôi theo ngày tháng. Anh đâu có gì, anh đâu có gì ngoài hai bàn tay trắng đành để buồn cho em. Em có đòi hỏi gì đâu, đã biết rằng anh bàn tay trắng đi vào đời. Em chỉ cần hai đứa mình yêu nhau, có anh bên em sẽ đẹp trên mãi sau. That's it. It's a love song. So it's pretty funny, okay? What is it about? It's about a guy who wants to get with this girl, and he's afraid that her parents will not accept him. Now, at first, I thought it was because he was a black dude. But turns out, as the song goes along, it was that's not why. It's just because he's poor. He doesn't have anything, so that's why. Yeah. What I found funny was that there's a line in it. It says that he says, "I don't have anything," or "I have nothing," except for these two empty hands. Okay. And in Vietnamese, you can say, when you say empty hands, it means like you're poor, right? But another way to say empty hands is white hands. So he's singing, I have nothing but these two white hands. And I was thinking, hmm, interesting. And then later on, she sings, I knew that you came into this world with two white hands or something like that. I thought that was funny. What's up, Psyduck? How's it going? So I was interested in this guy, okay? And I looked him up, and apparently he has a pretty sad story. So apparently he was born in 1971 to an African American father and a Vietnamese mother. So I think this was during the Vietnam War, and there was an African American soldier and a Vietnamese mother, and then he was abandoned at birth by both parents, and he was his grandmother took care of him until he was 4. And then he was given to an orphanage in Da Nang, which is central Vietnam. Says Randy's upbringing was filled with sadness and pain. For the next 14 years, with his adoptive family, he experienced countless beatings and mental humiliation. And then in 1983, there was this thing called the Amerasian Homecoming Act. So if you're like if you're a halfling, your family can go to the United States. And then his adoptive parents, they took this as a money-making opportunity, and they sold him to this Chinese Vietnamese family, okay, for some money. So they sold this little boy. And in 1990, he moves to the United States with his fake family. Yeah, and then that's what. And in the 1990s, he starts his singing career. Yeah, and he got really good. He got a lot of fame. Yeah, and he got big from there. So he's been there for a while. I've never seen him before. Well, I don't follow Vietnamese music, but yeah. And then so he grows up and he tries to find his mother. Okay? It didn't say anything about his father though. I don't know. Was he trying to find his father? He must have, right? But he was trying to find his mother again. So he goes to a journalist, and then the newspaper posts this story, and they ask people to locate his actual mother. And there's a lot of public support, and then after years, there was this one woman. I guess her name is Tram, and she says she knows his biological mother. So she recognized him in this photograph. Okay. Apparently she says that he's her long lost nephew. And then Randy's mother was her husband's sister-in-law. But then she passed away 2 years earlier. Yeah. So he was never reunited with his biological mother. I don't think, apparently. We don't know if that's true, but that's what they claim. Yeah. I guess he's doing fine now. What's up, Elijah? How's it going? Yeah, I thought that was sad. But anyways, yeah, I'm glad he's doing well. Okay, apparently he's pretty famous. He came at the wrong time. No, exact right time. Ad fighting, and it's a Wuxia story. True. Excuse me. All right. Are you ready? Singer, martial artist. That's like a bard, right? What's up, Alexandra? How's it going? I do have a second channel, but yeah, not much going on here. We're just reading stuff, okay? Just reading some Chinese fantasy novels. But first, hold on. All right. What do you think? 2 minutes? Oh, sorry, no audio. Oh no. How long has it been? With no audio. It's okay, you saw me. You'd like to know what happened to the guy's fraudulent family? Yeah. I didn't do that much research, okay. The entire time? Oh no. It's okay. All I was doing was like, halal, halal, bland, gland, man. I'm sorry. Because I think there's a button that mutes me, but I have no idea what that button is. So sometimes my finger will press it, and it pauses. It'll mute the entire thing, and I don't know why. I don't know what key it is. Okay. All right, we got mermaid, cave, hearth, buckle, bow, scarf, butte. What's a butte? Gulp, wolf, compass, china, shine, swallow, give, anchor, and gobble. Gobble, gulp, swallow, swallow, gulp. No. Cave in. You give in to something. You bow, and one more. You swallow your pride. I think. No, you go. You buckle up. You swallow. You give in. You swallow your pride. You bow, and you cave. You cave in. I think. Yeah. Fuck. It might not be swallow. You gobble up, give in, gulp in, buckle up. You give up, right? You cave in, you give up, you bow, and you gobble. Anchor, China. Butte? What is it? Oh wait. Okay, there's another one. Wolf down, something you swallow, you gulp, and you gobble. No! You gobble up something, you swallow, you gulp down, wolf down something. Wait, what? Oh, cave. Fuck. Wait. No. Cave in, give in. Swallow in, gobble in. No. Buckle up, give up, gobble up, woof up. Woof up. Buckle up. Oh no. Wait, what was the other one? We had give in, we had cave in, we had bow, and we had bow, and we have swallow. Right? Cave in. Maybe it's like give up, give down, buckle down, cave down, anchor down, China down, gulp down, bow down, compass down, shine down, gobble down, anchor down, give down, swallow down, a wolf down, mermaid, cave in, hearth, scarf down. Wait. Swallow, scarf, gulp. It can be either. Swallow, you wolf down something, you scarf down food, you gulp down food. You gobble up food. Gobble, right? Or swallow. God damn it! Oh no! I need to get at least one. Oh god. Wolf, scarf, gulp, gobble. Gobble down. Wolf down. Bow down. Scarf down. Gulp down? Go. This must be it, right? Okay. All right. That was a good category because it eliminated a lot of stuff. Cave in, give in, bow in, hearth in. Hearth in? That's Harry Potter, right? Shine in, shine down, shine up, give up, bow up, cave up. No. You cave to something, you give up, you give in, you bow and swallow. But we did this, right? And we had one. We did this, right? Yeah. And it was one away. So let's see. Cave. Give. Swallow. Bow. Butt. Butte. Mermaid. Compass. Shine. Shine. Anchor down. Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait. Bow. Swallow. Give. Cave. Bow. Swallow. Anchor. Buckle. Buckle down. Buckle down? You say buckle up, right? Bow up, bow down, buckle down, give down. No, give up, buckle up. Cave in, cave up, cave down. Swallow down. Bow, cave, swallow, give. Cave. A cave in. You give in. Bow in, swallow in. Can't do it. Anchor. Buckle up. Shine. Mermaid, my little mermaid. Little China. Little compass. Little hearth. Little buckle. Buckle up. Swallow. I think not give. It must be buckle. No. Anchor? I don't know. God damn it. Wait. Why didn't I get this? God damn it. Did anyone get it? Buckle Cave, give. How did I not see this? Nautical tattoos, anchor, compass, okay, I was never gonna get this. Body parts plus letter. Okay, no one is gonna get this. Shine. Big Butte. Butte is on the body. Yeah. All right, last one. This should be fast, right? We're gonna do in 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. Butt, body, shine, down, up, word, sentence, novel, paragraph, story. How about a book? How about a tale? Ooh, how about a folk tale? How about a short story? How about a novel, novella? Novella? How about a manuscript like that? Lore? I like that. Podcast? No. Biography? Novella, story, lore, journal, series, epic, poem, folklore. We tried that. Fanfic, fiction, drama. We got how about a textbook? How about a anthology? How about a television? Comic? Script. Oh, script. Fantasy. What's the script for a movie called? Fable. Fable's good. Letter. What a transcript? Comic? Lines. Movie script. What is a movie script called? Scripture? Text? How about word? Dialogue. No, dialogue. Dialogu. Script? A script. There's another word for a movie script, right? Textbook I tried. There was another word for a movie script. Write a script? It's not just script. Screenplay! Oh, you're so good. Damn it. Lines we tried. Words. Pages. Page. Okay. Script. How about scripting? How about coding? Code. Password. Bible. Bibliography. How about notes? How about doodle? Adlib. Book. I think we tried that. Rules. Keyboard. Term. Hentai? I do not think. That's pretty high. Script. What about a movie? Drawing. Illustration. Manuscript. I think we did that. Didn't we? Yeah. Read. Reading. Read. Reader. Write. Animation. Photography. Graph. Photo. Picture. Okay, how about art? No. Literature. No. Sketch. How about a sketchbook? Choreography. Director. Direct. Myth. Legend. Verbatim. Plan. Fable, a script. What about a fairy, like a fairy tale. Tale. Legend we tried. Guide. Manual. Like a martial arts manual. History. Script. Writing. Did we try that? Writing. Writing system. Script. Fable, guys. Text. Masterpiece. Ooh. What about a magnum opus? It's 2 words. Opus. Epic. Storyboard. Poetry. Beowulf. Not a word. Language. Okay. Language. What about dialect? Manifesto. I like that. Music. Score. Odyssey. Thesis. English. Master. Work. Masterful. Saga. I like that. Epic. Did we try that? Journal. Journal's not that epic. Essay. Opus. Maybe it's some grand thing. Oh, classic. Ooh, a classic. Classical. Legendary. Amazing. Literary. Groundbreaking. Oh, I like that. No. A classic. An opus. Someone's life's work. Literature we tried, I think. A play. Theater? No. Standard. Battle. Normal. Original. Ooh, original. Piece. Origin. Initial. First. Original. Authentic. New idea. Original. Classic problem. Solution. Favorite. Best. Debut. Okay. Creation. Creative. Content. Final. Draft. Oof. Original. One of a kind. Unique. Kind. 1. 2. Upload. Beatles. Song. Lyrics. Or artist. Composer. Retro. We tried music, right? An original classic. Opus. Script. A masterpiece. They're all very close together. Genre. Genius. Straws. All right. An original piece, guys. A classic piece. A script. A masterpiece. A master. A modern. Postmodern. Unique, we tried avant-garde. Oops. Avant-garde. Okay, it doesn't like hyphens or dashes. Wait, what's a hyphen and what's a dash? This is a hyphen, right? A dash is two, the large one, the long one. Doesn't like hyphens. Experimental. Experiment. Or original, unique, one of a kind. Oh God. Exact. Original. First ever. Second. Prototype. Ooh, prototype. Special. Staple. Keystone. Benchmark. Prototype. A sample, maybe? Or example? Oof. Progenitor. That's a good word. Ah. We got prototype. Prototype. Well, what if it's the opposite? Imitation. Professional. Imitation. Fraud. Finale. Derivative. Fake. Copy. Copy. Paste. Damn it. Copy. We did do groundbreaking. Doppelganger. Doppelganger. Oh, similar. Copy pasta. Twin. Counterfeit. Oh, I was thinking about that. No. Triplets. Clone. Ooh. Ah. Double. I was sure clone was going to be it. Clone. Something you copy something. What else do you do? You create. I think we tried that. Robot. Duplicate. No. How is clone and copy so high, but duplicate is so low? Copy. Imitation. Cheat. Multiply. Rip off. China. Yeah, it's not original. You copy from the original. You clone. AI. Photoshop. It's what's another word for a clone and a copy? Imitate. We tried imitation. Imitate. Artificial. Plagiarism. Plagiarize. Rehash. Reboot. Oh, repeat. Redo. Undo. Baby. Wannabe. Oh God. It's gonna take forever. Copy. Clone. Remake. Ooh, getting closer, getting closer. Remake. Restart. Damn it. Seed. Random. Redo, remake, repurpose. Recycle. What? Repurpose. Reuse. Reduce. Respawn. Plagiarize. I think we tried that. Reform. Remake. Oh, we tried that. A remake. A remake. A sequel. Okay. Oh. Maybe a sequel, a remake. Subsequent. Prequel. Huh? Bastardization. A sidequel? Anthology, we tried that. Oh, we did do franchise? Clone War? War. A clone of a good movie, of a classic movie. Oh, remake? What else can you do with a movie? Reshoot. Season. Remaster. I like that. Bomb. Remake. Copy. Remake. Clone. Remix. I like that. Redraw. Redress. Okay. Retry. Option. Refurbish. Reassess. Assess. Right. Reassess. Retard means to go back, right? Reevaluate. Reassemble. Revisit. Ah, so many re's. Assemble. Avengers. Revenge. No. Okay. Clone, copy, remake. Rihanna. Remix. We tried that. Remux. Okay, I think we run out of re's. Revenge. Prequel. Clone. Yep. Try all of that. Where. We. What. Do. Try to redo. Respect. New. Novel. Premiere. Damn it. Represent. High ground. Stop. With the Star Wars references. Return. Damn it. Turn. Go. Sand. Stop. You made me type it. Up. Forward. Go forward. Revisited. Revisit. Revisit. 229? Oh my god, guys. We're getting close. Pretty close, okay? We're very close. Seize. A copy. Clone something, you can copy something, you can remake something. What else can you do? Skywalker. Can we did do imitate. Or unless I spelled it wrong. It's 1M, right? Imitate. Yeah. Wait. What? That can't be. It allowed it both words. What? Revise. Review. No. Improve. Reinvent. Pioneer. Revive. Oh, fuck. Did I try remix with extra E's? I don't know what that means. Remix? No. Retry? Did we try that? I think so. Yeah. Reestablish. Communications. Establish. What? Resus. I don't know. How do you spell this? Resuscitate. Refresh. Why didn't I think of that? No. Reload. Re-upload. That's not a word, right? Upload. Familiar. Guys. Rewind. I don't think. I don't think this is working. Think of duplication. Duplication. Make. Design. Redesign. Undo. Let me try that. Redesign. Designate. Redesign. Return. We tried that. Recopy. Reclone. Clone. Repeat. Peat. Turn. Return. Turn. Turn. Type. Typecast. Remake. Copy. Copy. Imitation. Crab. More. Imitation. Actor. Act. Quiet on the set. Trilogy. Oh, trilogy. You got green. Duology. That is a word. What? What is a quartet? Quadrology? Quadrology? Quadology? Spin-off. Ooh, that's a good one. No. Confuse. Original. It turned from sequel to classic. Original to clone. Copy. Remake. Bonus. This better be a good word. Triptych. Every. Rogue. Remake. Redirect. Direction. Side. Character. Motivation. Wait. What? Copy, clone, remake. Original. Mandalorian. Original. Typical. Common. It's not it. Copy. It's something to do with clone and copy. But we've pretty much exhausted all of the words. Copied. Basic. Duplicate. Multiplied. Multiplication. Divided. Divide. Xerox. Ooh, I like that. Photocopy. Yeah. No. Drafts we tried. Reoccurring. Twist. End. Occur. Film. Movie. I think we tried movie. Plot. Pacing. Subplot. Oh. Father. No more Star Wars references. Vaudeville. Too many words are flooding into you? Spew them out. Improve. Prove. Protest. Oh, God. Remake. Make. Sub. Make. Sequel. There's sequel. There's prequels. There's proof. Copyright. Fuck. I think we tried remaster. License. Finale we tried. How about series premiere? Oh, we tried that too. Sunset. Reprise. Oh. And a review, recycle, reuse, recircle. We've used all the words. Pickup. Shuffle. Proofread. Read. Edit. Editor. Edit. Cut. Like a director's cut. Editing. Sigma. Production. Reproduce. Luke. Stop. Request. Are we going to use all of the re words? I need some reprieve from this game. Relocate. Location. Oh, guys. Have we reached a record? Reduction. I think we've reached a record. 324. The record number of guesses. Reduce. Record. Hell, retake. Take. It's an hour in. Fuck. Refuck. Fuck. Point. Like. Where? Remake. Copy. Okay. A roll, like a roll of film. Hour. Response. Respond. Retell. A retelling. A retelling. Rehabilitation. It seems to have something to do with stories. A classic, a retelling. How about rewarding? Rewording. Rehash. Then we try that. A reinterpretation. Oh, interpretation. Interpret. Fuck. Oral. Hey, reinterpretation is pretty high. Okay. What do we do with that? Reinterpretation, remake, reword. I think we tried that. Reintroduce. Oh, introduce. Correction. Record. Recorrect. Redirect. Reinterpretation. Interpretation. Remake. Redick. It's ridiculous. Subtitle. Reshoot. I think we try that. Remake. Reinterpretation. A remake. Reboot. Yeah, we try that. Rehash. Restart. Remake. Ha! Service. Fan service. Version. Oh my fuck. Ah! Good job, Losh. Thank God. You saved us from this stupid game. From this stupid game. Version. What are the nearest words? Versions, iteration, incarnation. Oh, we didn't think of this. Ah. Ah. I'm tired. I'm tired. Snacks and then the story really quick. Okay. I need some reprieve from all that shit. Ooh, looks like some fish. Taya rare. What is that? Re-break. Oh, hey, it looks like Fritos, actually. Oh, no, no. They're little fishies. No. And you can scoop too, if you can see that. Yeah, if you have dip, I guess you can scoop. Oh, no. You would think that it's salty, but it is not. It is actually a little bit sweet. Actually, not salty at all. But a little bit sweet. It's like fish chips, I guess. I would have liked it to be saltier. Ah, too bad. I'm gonna have to give this a 6.5. If it were salty, it would be like a 7.5. Alright. Second one. What is this? What does that look like? Oh. Nuts. What'd you call me? Okay. It's looks like peanuts. Then it has this like stuff on it. You see it? Some green stuff on it. That's either some flavoring or it's mold. Okay, well, we'll see. Just gonna risk my life for you guys. Mold tastes pretty good. Not wasabi. But it's salty though. Green salt. There's zero wasabi. Not seaweed. Oh wait, maybe. I do taste a little bit umami. Yeah, it could be seaweed. But it's mostly just salty. And the peanuts is actually pretty crunchy. I like it. Okay, I would give this a 7.5. Maybe even a 7.6. Maybe like a 6 on the crunch meter. Okay. Now, third and final one. This has got to be sweet, right? If this is salty, then I'm gonna quit the stream. Looks like a dorayaki. Yeah, it is. Ooh. I wonder what the filling is. Mmm. Strawberry. Yum. Okay. Typical dorayaki. Pretty good. Can't go wrong. Oh. Oh, my throat is so dry. I'm gonna say 7. 7 out of 10. You got fooled into thinking it'll be cream filled. It is cream filled. It has like some strawberry cream. Yeah. All right, guys. Okay, finally, can we get started? Straight 7, yes, correct. All right, guys, ready? So, what happened last week? What's up, Rudra? How's it going? What happened last week? So, last week in our story, we're in the inn of Silly Girl. And then Guo Jing and Huang Rong, they're in the hidden room healing Guo Jing's injuries. In the outer room, we have Huang Yaoxi, which is who is Huang Rong's father, and he has just kicked out the villains. Then him and Yin Jiping, they get into an argument. Now Yin Jiping is the Taoist priest from the Chen sect, and then Huang Yaoxi insults the Chen sect, and then Yin Jiping, he gets all mad. But then Huang Yaoxi just kicks him out of the place, and then he runs off. Now also there is Lu Guanying and Cheng Yaojia. Now Huang Yaoxi, he for whatever reason, he applies a bit of pressure for them to get married. Okay, they had just met today, by the way. At first they're too embarrassed, okay, but they finally agree. Huang Yaoxi does a little ceremony, making them husband and wife. And he tells them to consummate their marriage right there while he sleeps at the front door. And then they're sitting next to each other, like not knowing what to do. And then in the distance, Zhou Botong and Ouyang Fang, they have this contest. And then Huang Yaoxi runs after them to watch. So he leaves the couple alone. Now the couple thinks that they're just the two of them are there, so they become more relaxed. But then what they don't know is that Huang Rong and Guo Jing are still in the back room hearing everything that they're saying. Unfortunately, Guo Jing has to go and ruin everything by having some internal energy crisis, some health issues, and Huang Rong has to work to calm him down. So we don't get to hear what the newlyweds were doing. Afterwards, there was another person in the inn. Okay, Ouyang Ke. He's recovering from his injuries. Remember, he's lost the use of his legs, but he's still a threat. And he finds Huang Rong and Guo Jing's hiding spot. Now, he almost disrupts their healing technique thing, but Lu Guanying and Cheng Yaojia, they fight him off. But he overpowers them, and he is about to torture Cheng Yaojia to get Huang Rong to come out of hiding. Now, just then, another person arrives, Mu Nianzi, and she's carrying the remains of Yang Tiexin and Bao Shiro. Okay, that's her adoptive father, and then also the biological parents of Yang Kang. She's been carrying the remains to this town to bury them here in their hometown. So she comes, and then Ouyang Ke immediately captures her. Just then, Yang Kang arrives. Okay, it looks like every single character in this story is arriving at this place. Yang Kang arrives. Ouyang Ke greets him, and he's thinking they're still allies. He offers to give one of the two women that he captured to Yang Kang. Okay, whoever Yang Kang wants. Now Yang Kang plays along, but then he finds the opportunity to kill Ouyang Ke. Just kills him. Okay, stabbing him in the stomach or in the heart or something. And everyone rejoiced because we all hate that guy. Now, after he kills him, at first, Mu Nianzi, she thinks that Yang Kang has turned a new leaf. But it turns out that he just wants to get rid of Ouyang Ke. Mainly so that he can become a disciple of Ouyang Fang. Okay, I think that's the implication. So Moon Yansu is disappointed once again with Young Kang. And then they all leave. And then more characters arrive. This time, Guo Jing's Mongol friends and his Mongol fiance, Hua Zheng. Now, yeah, the fiance that the fiance that Guo Jing hasn't bothered to mention to Huang Rong. So he kind of spills the beans to her now. Now, outwardly, Huang Rong seems to be taking it pretty well that he has a secret fiance that he never told her about. But that's probably not going to last. Okay, she's probably going to have a big problem with this. And that's where we left off. How's that? Whew. Quite a few things happened. Poor Moon Yansu keeps getting her hopes up. Yeah. Oh, where is Silly Girl? It is her inn, by the way. Where is she right now? Hold on. Okay. Are you ready? This is chapter 25, part 2. So here, Hua Zheng is his fiance, okay, his Mongol fiance. Hua Zheng asked, "Have you seen Guo Jing Anda?" Anda is brother, I assume. Tolui was about to answer when the sound of voices and clanging armor came from outside. The Song soldiers escorting the Mongol emissary had finally caught up. Yang Kang, standing quietly at the inn's entrance, noticed the Song army's banner inscribed with the words, "Escorting the Mongol emissary, Prince Tolui, on his return north." Yang Kang was overwhelmed with emotions. Just weeks ago, he had been a prince, an envoy himself, yet now he was abandoned and ignored. He had grown accustomed to wealth and status, and the thought of losing it all was unbearably painful. Yeah, this guy really likes the fame and fortune. Moon Yansu observed his strange expression, guessing he was lamenting the loss of the riches and power he had gained by allying with the Jurchen. Her heart ached in silence. The officer leading the Song escort entered the inn and respectfully greeted Tolui. After a brief exchange, he turned to his men and ordered, "Go to every household in the village and ask if there is a man named Guo Jing living here. If not, find out where he's gone." The soldiers shouted their acknowledgement and spread out. Soon the village was in chaos. Chickens flew, quack, dogs barked, men yelled, and women cried. Failing to gather any useful information, the soldiers began helping themselves to the villagers' belongings. How else can we punish them for their lack of information, they thought. Yang Kang's thoughts raced. The soldiers are looting. Why not use this opportunity to befriend the Mongol prince? If I travel north with him and find a way to assassinate him along the way, the Mongol Khan will surely blame the Song. The alliance between the Mongols and the Song would collapse, greatly benefiting the Jin. With his plans set, he turned to Moon Yansu and said, "Wait here for a moment." He strode boldly into the inn. The leading officer shouted to stop him and tried to block his path, but Yang Kang shook him off with a powerful swing of his left arm, sending the officer sprawling to the floor, unable to rise. Startled, Tolui and Hua Zheng watched as Yang Kang walked into the hall, took the spearhead he had hidden in his robes, and placed it reverently on the table. Kneeling, he began to cry loudly, Brother Guojing, you've died so tragically. I swear to avenge you, Brother Guojing. Tolui and Huazheng, not understanding Chinese, were bewildered by his repeated cries of Guojing's name. They ordered the officer, who had managed to get up, to investigate. Between sobs, Yang Kang spoke haltingly, tears streaming down his face. I am sworn brothers with Guojing. He was killed by this iron spearhead. The assassin was a Song officer, likely acting on orders from Chancellor Shi Miyuan. When the officer translated this into Mongolian, Tolui, Huazheng, Jebe, and Borchu were thunderstruck. Guojing was dear to all of them, and they immediately began pounding their chests and wailing in grief. Yang Kang then recounted how Guojing had driven off the Jin forces and saved Tolui and others in Baoying, weaving his lies so convincingly that Tolui and the others fully believed him. They pressed Yang Kang for details about Guojing's death and the identity of the killer. Yang Kang claimed the murderer was Duan Tiande, a Song military officer, and that he knew Duan's whereabouts. However, he lamented that he lacked the strength to avenge Guojing on his own. His fabrications were vivid and detailed. Listening from the hidden room, Guojing felt completely disoriented. Huazheng, overcome with grief, drew her knife and was about to slash her own throat, but stopped at the last moment. Instead, she slammed the blade into the table and cried, I swear I won't live as a human if I don't avenge Guojing Anda. Oh no, even Guojing is falling for it. Yang Kang, seeing his scheme halfway to success, was secretly delighted. Lowering his head, he continued to fake his crying. His eyes caught sight of the bamboo staff taken by Ouyang Ke from Hongrong, lying on the floor. Its lustrous green hue revealed its extraordinary nature. Curious, he picked it up. Oh no! Whoever has this staff is the leader of the beggar clan, right? Hongrong silently cursed their misfortune, but could do nothing. The soldiers brought food and wine, but Tolui and the others were too grief-stricken to eat. They demanded Yang Kang lead them immediately to find the man who had killed Guojing. Yang Kang agreed, taking the bamboo staff and heading for the door. Before leaving, he turned to call Mu Nianzi to come with him. Mu Nianzi shook her head slightly. Yang Kang thought to himself, this is no time for romance. I'll deal with that later. He exited the inn alone, followed by the others. Guojing whispered, Didn't Duan Tiande die at Guiyun Manor long ago? Hongrong shook her head. I can't figure it out either. And wasn't he the one who stabbed you with the spear? This man is so full of schemes, his thoughts are impossible to predict. Suddenly, a loud voice outside recited, Free and unrestrained, seeking no fame or riches. Miss Mu, what are you doing here? The speaker was none other than Chu Chu Chi, the Taoist master Changchun. Everyone is coming to this place. What's he doing here? Before Mu Nianzi could respond, Yang Kang stepped out of the inn and froze at the sight of his master. Oh no. His heart pounded wildly. Cornered, he had no choice but to kneel and kowtow. Standing beside Chu Chu Chi were several others, Ma Yu, Wang Chuyi, Sun Bu'er, and Chu Chu Chi's disciple, Yin Ji Ping. He must be looking for Guojing too. They're all looking for Guojing. And they all happen to come here at around the same time. The day before, Yin Jiping, having lost half his teeth to Huang Yaoshi's strike, had rushed to Linan to report to his master. Outraged, Chu Chu Chi had insisted on confronting Huang Yaoshi immediately, but Ma Yu had argued for caution. Huang Yaoshi was once the equal of our late master, Chu Chu Chi said. Among the 7 of us, Only Brother Wang has met him before on Mount Hua. I've long wanted to see him, not to fight, but to make his acquaintance. Why stop me? Huang Yaoshi is known for his eccentric temper, and you are famously hot-headed, Ma Yu replied. Meeting him will likely lead to trouble. He spared Yin Jiping's life, which already shows restraint. Despite Ma Yu's warnings, Chu Chi remained adamant, and Ma Yu reluctantly agreed. Fortunately, the other Chenjin disciples were nearby, so they gathered and headed for Niu family village the following day. The full presence of the Chenjin Seven was an impressive show of strength. However, understanding Huang Yaoshi's formidable reputation and unpredictable nature, they approached cautiously. Ma Yu, Chu Chuchi, Wang Chuyi, Sun Bu'er, and Yin Jiping entered the village first, while the others stayed outside as reinforcements. Okay. Well, all 7 of them, all 7 elders are here. Though they did not encounter Huang Yaoshi, they found Mu Nianzi and Yang Kang instead. Chu Chuchi barely glanced at Yang Kang's kowtowing figure and let out a dismissive grunt. Yin Jiping said, Master, the Peach Blossom Island master was in this inn bullying us disciples. Having been scolded by Ma Yu earlier, he refrained from calling Huang Yaoshi old heretic Huang. Chu Chuchi called loudly into the inn. Disciples of the Chenjin sect, Ma Yu and others, pay respects to the master of Peach Blossom Island. Yang Kang interjected. There's no one inside. Chu Chuchi stomped his foot. What a pity to miss him. He turned to Yang Kang. What are you doing here? Frightened by the presence of his master and the other Taoists, Yang Kang was too shaken to answer. Meanwhile, Hua Zheng had been watching Ma Yu intently. She suddenly rushed forward and exclaimed, Ah, you're the elder who helped me catch the eagles. Look, they've grown so big now. She whistled sharply, and the white eagles descended, perching on her shoulders. Ma Yu smiled faintly and said, You've come to the south for sightseeing. Tears welled up in Hua Zheng's eyes. Dao Zheng, Guo Qing'anda has been killed. Please avenge him. Ma Yu was startled. Translating her words into Chinese, he relayed them to Chu Chuchi and Wang Chuyi, who were equally shocked. They pressed for details. Oh man, Yang Kang's lie is having so much effect. How is he going to take it back now? Hua Zheng pointed to Yang Kang and said, He saw it with his own eyes. Ask him. Let's see if Guo Jing's 6 masters show up too. Maybe Mei Chaofeng. Yeah. I'm not going to be happy until every single character shows up here, okay? Yang Kang, noticing that Hua Zheng was familiar with his senior martial uncle Ma Yu, feared that extended conversation might arouse suspicion. Deceiving a few Mongolians was easy, but he couldn't afford to fabricate stories in front of his master and senior martial uncles. Turning to Tolui and Hua Zheng, he said, Please, wait ahead for a moment while I speak with these Taoist elders. I'll catch up shortly. Tolui, hearing this translated by the officer, nodded and left the village with the others. They just left? That's kind of weird. Isn't that kind of weird? If I were them, I would want to ask this guy as many questions as possible. He's like, oh, can you guys wait a moment? And they're like, okay, bye. We're gonna go, okay? Chu Chuchi sternly demanded, Who killed Guo Jing? Speak up. Yang Kang thought, I clearly stabbed Guo Jing myself. Who should I blame instead? After some hesitation, he decided, I'll name a formidable figure. If my master seeks him out and ends up losing his life, it'll remove any future threats to me. Who is he going to name? He said with resentment, It was none other than Huang Yaoshi of Peach Blossom Island. Oh no. The Chenjin Seven had already heard that Huang Yaoshi was pursuing the Jiangnan Seven Freaks. It seemed entirely plausible to them that Guo Jing might have been killed by him, so they harbored no doubts. Qiu Chuchi immediately cursed Huang Yaoshi for his ruthlessness, vowing not to let the matter rest. Ma Yu and Wang Chuyi, deeply saddened, remained silent. Suddenly, from afar, there came a burst of loud laughter, followed by several sharp metallic clangs like cymbals clashing, then a faint voice calling out. Though the voice was low, it was clear and distinct. The three sounds circled the outskirts of the village before fading into the distance. Yang Kang made himself likable for a single paragraph before he instantly reverted to the worst living character. Yeah. There's nothing likable about this guy. Ma Yu, startled and delighted, said, That laughter sounds like it's from Uncle Joe. He's still alive. From the east of the village, 3 whistles sounded, growing fainter as they moved away. Sun Bu said, 3 of our brothers must have gone to chase them. Wang Chuyi added, Judging by the metallic clanging and the faint call, it seems those 2 are pursuing Uncle Joe. Ma Yu, concerned, said, If those 2 are as skilled as Uncle Joe, I fear for his safety. He shook his head slowly. The Chenjin disciples listened intently. But the sounds had vanished into the distance, and they knew the group was already several miles away, too far to catch up. Sun Bu said, With Tan Chu Duen and the others joining the pursuit, Uncle Joe won't be left alone. Qiu Chuxi said, Let's just hope they can catch up. If Uncle Joe knew we were here and came into the village, that would be ideal. Huang Rong, overhearing their wild guesses, chuckled silently. My father and Old Venom are only racing with Uncle Joe for fun, not fighting. If they were truly fighting, even if you stinky Taoist tried to help, he wouldn't be a match for my father or Old Venom. She had been displeased earlier when Qiu Chuchi cursed her father, but she wasn't bothered by Yang Kang's false accusation that her father had killed Guo Jing. After all, Guo Jing was perfectly fine beside her. Ma Yu waved for everyone to sit in the inn. Once seated, Qiu Chuchi asked, So, are you still calling yourself Wen Yan Kang, or are you Yang Kang now? Uh-oh. Seeing Qiu Chuchi's piercing gaze, Yang Kang knew that any misstep in his response could cost him his life. Hastily, he said, If not for the guidance of you, Master, and senior uncles Ma and Wang, I would still be blind to the truth, mistaking a thief for my father. Of course, I now take the surname Yang. Just last night, I buried my biological father and mother with Sister Moose's help. Wow. He just lies with impunity. Qiu Chuchi was pleased and nodded, his expression softening considerably. Wang Chuyi, who had been annoyed at Yang Kang for not accepting Mu Nianci after their duel, saw the 2 together and assumed they were now a couple. His earlier anger dissipated. Yang Kang produced the spearhead he had used to kill Ouyang Ke, saying, This was my father's keepsake. I've carried it with me ever since. Qiu Chuchi took the spearhead, examining it repeatedly, and sighed deeply. Hey, 19 years ago, I met your father and Uncle Guo here. Now, more than a decade later, both of them rest beneath the soil. Their deaths are my greatest regret. I was powerless to save their lives. It will haunt me forever. Oh wait, is this where Chuchuchi crushed that head? Hell yeah. Is it? Listening from the hidden room, Guojing felt a pang of sorrow. Taoist Chu shared a bond with my father, yet I never got to meet him. At least Brother Young was able to reunite with his father, which is more than I can say. Chu Chuchi asked Yang Kang how Huang Yaoshi had killed Guo Jing. Yang Kang fabricated another story on the spot. Ma Yu, Chu Chuchi, and Wang Chuyi, who all had past ties with Guo Jing, sighed deeply as they listened. After some discussion, Yang Kang grew anxious to rejoin Tolui and Huazheng, his unease showing. Wang Chuyi glanced at him, then at Mu Nianzi, and asked, Have you two married yet? Yang Kang replied, Not yet. Wang Chuyi said, You should marry soon. Brother Chu, why not take charge of this and settle it today? We got 2 weddings today, guys. Huang Rong and Guo Jing exchanged a glance, both thinking, Are we about to witness another wedding ceremony? Huang Rong mused. Sister Mu is much more spirited than Miss Chung. She might insist on a duel or contest before agreeing to marry Yang Kang. That would be lively and fun to watch. Yang Kang, delighted, said, I leave everything to Master's decision. But Mu Nianzi said firmly, There is one condition that must be met first, or I won't agree. Chu Chuchi smiled slightly. Very well, what is it? Speak. Mu Nianzi said, My foster father was killed by the traitor Wen Yan Honglia. He must avenge his father's death before I can marry him. Oh, good job. Chu Chuchi clapped his hands and exclaimed, Well said. Miss Mu's words are exactly what I hoped to hear. Kang what do you say? What do you say, Kang Yang Kang hesitated, unsure how to respond, when a coarse, hoarse voice outside began singing a tune. A shrill voice followed, crying, Good sir and madam, spare some change for a beggar. Mu Nianzi turned her head toward the voices and saw 2 beggars at the door, one tall and fat, the other short and skinny. The fat one was at least 3 times the size of the short one. Their unusual appearance brought back memories. Even after so many years, Mu Nianzi recognized them as the beggars she had treated when she was 13. Hong Qigong had admired her kindness and taught her martial arts for 3 days. She was about to greet them, but the 2 beggars entered and fixed their eyes on the bamboo staff in Yang Kang's hand. They exchanged a glance, nodded, and approached him. Crossing their arms over their chests, they bowed deeply. Oh no. Is Yang Kang going to be the leader of the beggar clan? What's up, Sal? How's it going? Glad you could join. Ma Yu and the others, observing their movements and recognizing their solid martial foundations, realized these were no ordinary beggars. Seeing the 8 sacks on their backs, they identified them as high-ranking disciples of the beggar's sect. But why were they showing such respect to Yang Kang? It left the Chenjin disciples thoroughly puzzled. They should know why, right? They're well-traveled people of the martial world. The thin beggar said, Is this a guy with a high-pitched voice, or the shrill voice, or? We heard from our brothers that the chief's staff was spotted in Linan. We've been searching everywhere and we're lucky to find it here. But where is the chief begging now? Yang Kang held the staff in his hand but had no idea of its significance. Hearing the thin beggar's question, he didn't know how to respond and mumbled a few vague sounds. He just muttered. In the beggar's sect, the dog-beating staff symbolizes the presence of the chief. Seeing the staff was as good as meeting the chief in person. Observing Yang Kang's indifferent response, the two beggars became even more respectful. The fat beggar said, "The Yuezhou gathering is approaching quickly. Elder Jian of the east route set off westward 7 days ago." Yang Kang grew increasingly confused and let out another non-committal sound. The thin beggar added, "We delayed ourselves to find the chief's staff. Now we must hurry. If you are traveling today, let us accompany and serve you along the way." Yang Kang was secretly amazed. He had been looking for an excuse to leave his master and didn't care what the two beggars were saying. Seeing an opportunity, he immediately bowed to Ma Yu, Qiu Chuchi, and the others. "I have urgent business to attend to and cannot remain to serve my masters. Please forgive me." Ma Yu and the others assumed Yang Kang had a significant connection to the beggar's sect. As the largest sect in the martial world, led by the renowned Hong Qigong, a peer of their late master Wang Chongyang, they couldn't stop him. Out of courtesy to the two beggars, they refrained from asking too many questions and exchanged formal greetings with them. The two beggars, who admired the Chenchen Seven, addressed them humbly as juniors. Mu Nianzi, recalling her past connection to the beggar's sect, mentioned it, and the two beggars became even friendlier. They invited her to join the trip to the Yuezhou gathering. Mu Nianzi, eager to stay with Yang Kang, agreed. The four of them bowed to Ma Yu and the others before leaving. Qiu Chuchi, initially furious with Yang Kang and intending to abolish his martial arts. Oh, damn. He was going to get rid of his martial arts right then and there. Ultimately held back out of respect for Yang Tiexin, an old friend. Seeing Yang Kang's affection for Mu Nianzi and his willingness to take the Yang surname, Qiu Chuchi's anger turned into relief. Additionally, witnessing the high regard the beggar's sect disciples had for Yang Kang brought honor to the Chenjin sect. Stroking his beard, Qiu Chuchi watched Yang Kang and Mu Nianzi leave, smiling contentedly. That night, Ma Yu and the others stayed at the inn, waiting for Tan Chu Duan and the others to return. However, the entire next day passed with no news. Just before midnight, they heard a long whistle from outside the village. Sun Bu'er said, "Senior brother Hao has returned." Ma Yu whistled in reply, and moments later, Hao Da Tong appeared at the door. Xiao Feng doesn't deserve this. Huang Rong, having never seen Hao Da Tong before, peeked through the small peephole. The crescent moon on this 5th day of the 7th month shone through the window, revealing a tall, portly Taoist. Unlike the others, his robe sleeves were cut short at the elbows. Before becoming a Taoist, Hao Da Tong had been the wealthiest man in Ninghai Prefecture, Shandong. A student of the Book of Changes, he once wandered the countryside as a fortune teller. When he became Wang Chongyang's disciple in the Cave of Smoke and Mist, his master tore off his sleeves and said, "Don't fret over missing sleeves. You must rely on your own realization." Since then, Hao Da Tong's robes always lacked full sleeves. Qiu Chuchi, impatient as ever, asked, "How is Uncle Zhou? Was he playing around or was it a real fight?" Hao Da Tong shook his head. I'm ashamed to say I lost track of Uncle Joe after chasing him for 7 or 8 miles. Brother Tan and Liu were ahead of me. I spent a day and night searching to no avail. Ma Yu nodded. You've worked hard, Brother Hao. Please sit and rest. Hao Datong sat cross-legged and circulated his internal energy to recover. After a moment, he said, On my way back, I encountered 6 people at the temple of the Zhou King. Judging by their appearance, they must be the Jiangnan 7 freaks that Brother Chu mentioned. Ah, are they coming? Chu Chi, delighted, said, The 7 freaks are bold to go to Peach Blossom Island. No wonder we couldn't find them. Hao Datong continued. The leader, Ke Zhenu, said they had made an agreement with Huang Yaoshi and went to Peach Blossom Island to honor it, only to find he wasn't there. When they heard from me that you were here, they said they would visit shortly. Hearing that his 6 masters were safe, Guo Jing was overjoyed. By this time, 5 days and nights of training had significantly healed his injuries. Late on the 6th night, another whistle sounded to the east. Brother Liu has returned, said Chu Chuji. After a moment, Liu Chuxuan entered the inn, accompanied by an old man with white hair and a beard. The man wore a short yellow hemp shirt, straw sandals, and carried a large palm leaf fan. He strode in cheerfully, greeting the Chenjin disciples with a slight nod, his casual demeanor showing no respect. Liu Chuxuan introduced him, saying, This is Iron Palm floating on water, Master Qiu Qianren. We are fortunate to meet such an esteemed elder. Ah, this guy. The faker. The fake master. Okay, let's see what he does now. Everyone is showing up. Even those 2 beggars that Munianzi helped a long time ago. Even like minor characters are showing up. Hong Rong almost burst into laughter. Nudging Guo Jing with her elbow, she thought, Let's see what trick this old fraud is up to now. Guo Jing also found the situation amusing. Both waited to see what Qiu Qianren would do next. Ma Yu, Qiu Chuchi, and the others had long heard of Qiu Qianren's reputation and greeted him with great respect. Even Yang Kang's parents showed up? Right. Qiu Qianren, however, began boasting shamelessly. When Qiu Chuchi asked if he had seen their uncle Zhou Botong, Qiu Qianren replied, The old urchin! Huang Yaoshi killed him long ago. The Chenjin disciples were shocked. Liu Chuxuan said, That can't be true. I saw Uncle Joe just the other day, but he ran so fast I couldn't catch up. Caught off guard, Qiu Qianren hesitated before grinning and falling silent, thinking of how to cover his lie. Qiu Chuchi pressed on. Brother Liu, did you see who was chasing Uncle Joe? Liu Chuxuan replied, One wore a white robe, the other a blue cloth robe. They moved so quickly that I only glimpsed the one in blue. His face looked strange, like a corpse. Qiu Qianren, having seen Huang Yaoshi at Guiyun Manor, immediately said, Yes, the one in blue was Huang Yaoshi. Who else could kill the old urchin? I tried to intervene, but was too late. Alas, Uncle Joe died tragically. Why would he double down? As a renowned martial arts master, Qiu Qianren's words carried weight. The Chenjin disciples, unaware of his lies, were deeply moved. Qiu Chuchi slammed a table in anger, causing a thunderous noise. He cursed Huang Yaoshi bitterly. In the hidden room, Huang Rong fumed. She didn't care about Qiu Qianrun's lies, but was furious at Qiu Chuqi for insulting her father so viciously. Liu Chuxuan said, Senior Brother Ten's speed is faster than mine. He might have witnessed our Uncle Zhou being harmed. Sun Bu'er, his expression somber, added, If Senior Brother Ten hasn't returned by now, could it be that he too has encountered that wretched old thief? He trailed off, his face pale with worry. Qiu Chuqi unsheathed his sword, stood up, and shouted, Let's go rescue them and avenge him. Qiu Qianrun, fearing they might encounter Zhou Botong, hurriedly interjected, Oh, Huang Yaoshi knows you've gathered here. He could arrive at any moment. That Huang Yaoshi is extremely treacherous and vicious. This time I cannot tolerate him any longer. I'll go deal with him myself. You wait here for my good news. Uh-huh. Why does he think he can get away with this lie? If Zhou Botong is alive, he might show up at another time, you know? All right. Good time for a break. 5-minute break. I'll be right back. I'm excited to see what happens. Long pan, long lao. To be fair, I doubt the manual has techniques to counter Qiu Qianrun's unique martial arts. Oh yeah, true. I want to see him do some other techniques. That'll be cool. The Chenjun disciples, respecting Qiu Qianrun as a senior figure, didn't oppose his words. They also realized that pursuing Huang Yaoshi on the road might lead to missing him entirely. It was better to stay and prepare to meet him. Bowing, they expressed their gratitude and escorted him out. As Qiu Qianrun stepped out of the threshold, he turned, waved his left hand, and said, No need to see me off. Though Huang Yaoshi's skills are formidable, I have a method to counter him. Watch. Okay, let's watch. He drew a gleaming sword from his waist, aimed it at his abdomen, and, with a sharp sound, thrust it in. Everyone gasped in shock, as more than half of the 3-foot-long blade appeared to sink into his stomach. Qiu Qianrun smiled and said, No blade can harm me. You don't need to worry. If I miss him on the road, and Huang Yaoshi comes here, do not engage him. Wait for me to return and deal with him. He's so good, guys. He's so good. How does he do it? Qiu Chuqi, unwilling to back down, declared, Our master's vengeance is the disciple's duty. We cannot let this go unavenged. Qiu Qianrun sighed and said, Hey, very well, fate decrees it. But remember one thing if you face Huang Yaoshi. Attack him immediately with all your might. Do not exchange even a single word with him. Otherwise, you'll never avenge this grudge. This is critical. He then left, the sword still seemingly embedded in his abdomen. He's pretty incredible, I agree. He has a calling. He has a career. He'll be a great magician. The Chenjun disciples exchanged startled glances. Even with their extensive martial experience, They had never seen such a feat. To thrust a sword into one's body and act as if nothing had happened was beyond belief. They thought Chu Qianren's martial arts had reached an unfathomable level. Little did they know this was another of his deceptions. The sword was segmented into 3 parts, and the slightest pressure would cause 2 sections to retract into the handle. The tip merely rested in a groove on his belt, creating the illusion of a deep wound. The narrator seems to be a hater, guys. A hater. Don't listen to him. Having been hired by Wenyan Honglia, Chu Qianren aimed to sow discord among the Condor Heroes to aid the Jin dynasty's invasion of the south. Whenever an opportunity arose, he spread false rumors. That day, the Chenjin disciples were restless, unable to eat or drink, waiting anxiously until the night of the 7th day. At midnight, faint whistling came from the north of the village, drawing closer until it reached the inn. Ma Yu and the others had been meditating cross-legged on straw mats, practicing their breathing techniques. Yin Jiping, with his lower skill level, had already fallen asleep. At the sound of the whistle, they all leapt to their feet. Ma Yu said, "An enemy is pursuing Senior Brother Ten. Be vigilant. Be vigilant, everyone." This was the final night of Guojing's training and recovery. Over the past 7 days and nights, his internal injuries had gradually healed. His external wounds had begun to close, and both his and Hongrong's internal energy had shown marked improvement. Marked improvement. These last few hours were critical to completing his recovery. Hearing Ma Yu's warning, Hongrong grew worried. "If it's my father coming, the Chenjin 7 will undoubtedly fight him. I can't reveal the truth, but if they clash, they'll surely be injured. Whether they live or die doesn't matter to me, but Brother Jing has strong ties with Taoist Ma and the others. Knowing his temperament, he won't stand by and watch. If he intervenes, not only will his progress be wasted, but his life will also be in danger." She whispered in Guo Jing's ear, "Brother Jing, promise me that no matter what happens, you must not go out." Guo Jing nodded just as the whistling reached the door. Chu Chi called out, "Brother Ten, form the Heavenly Gang Beidou formation." No. Hearing the term Heavenly Gang Beidou, Guo Jing was intrigued. The Nine Yin Manual mentions the Beidou method multiple times, describing it as the foundation for advanced martial arts. The Beidou principles in the manual are profound and intricate. I wonder if Taoist Ma's formation is related. I must see this for myself. Beidou is the Big Dipper? Gotcha. The Heavenly Gang? Big Dipper formation. He quickly peeked through the small hole. As he looked, the inn's door burst open with a loud bang. A Taoist dashed in, his robe billowing, but just as his left foot crossed the threshold, he staggered and retreated, as the enemy had attacked from behind. Chu Chuchi and Wang Chuyi simultaneously leapt out, standing at the door with their robes fluttering as they unleashed twin palm strikes. A loud pung sounded as their palms collided with the enemy's force. Both Chu and Wang stepped back 2 paces, and their opponent was also retreated 2 steps. Using the opening, Tan Chu Duan darted inside. In the moonlight, his hair was disheveled. His face bore 2 deep scratches, and his right hand sword was broken in half, a sight of utter disarray. Without a word, he sat cross-legged to recover. Outside, in the darkness, a woman's eerie voice called out, "Nah, Mei Xiaofeng did come." "Ten Lao Da, If it weren't for your senior brother Ma Yu, I'd have ended your life on the road. Why did you lure me here? Who saved you just now? Tell Mei Chao Feng. The sinister tone of her voice sent chills down the spine despite the summer heat. When she stopped speaking, all fell silent. The chirping of insects outside was unnervingly clear. Moments later, the sound of cracking bones echoed. Mei Chaofeng was loosening her joints, ready to attack. A moment later, a calm voice recited, "For decades, I've stayed at the Traveler's Nest." Guojing recognized it as Ma Yu's voice, steady and serene. Ten Chuduen followed it with a rough and bold tone. "Hair unkempt, wandering like the mad." Guojing observed Ten Chuduan's burly frame and coarse features before joining the Chenjin sect and taking the Taoist name Changjin Zi. Ten had been a blacksmith in Shandong. The third voice, clear and resonant, came from the diminutive Liu Chuxuan. "Under the crabapple tree stands Chong Yang Zi," Chu Chuchi continued. "In a boat of lotus leaves resides the immortal Tai Yi." Wang Chuyi added, "Nothing can leave the empty shell behind." Hao Da Tong followed. "Only those who understand transcend time." Sun Bu'er recited, "Step outside, laugh without restraint." Finally, Ma Yu concluded, "Clouds over West Lake, the moon in the sky." Mei Chaofeng listened to the seven men reciting poetry. Each voice was strong and resonant, full of internal energy, causing her to grow uneasy. Could the Chenjin Seven have reunited here? No. Apart from Ma Yu, the others' voices are completely different. Oh no. She remembered their voices from before when she was tricked. Now she's meeting the real Chenjin 7. She recalled hearing Ma Yu and the Jiannan 6 in the Mongolian desert once, pretending to be the Chenjin 7. Though blind, Mei Chaofeng had a keen sense of hearing and an excellent memory. She never forgot a voice once heard. What she didn't know was that Ma Yu had deliberately created that ruse. In a loud voice, she said, "Taoist Ma, you've been well, I hope." Ma Yu had shown her some leniency before, and though Mei Chaofeng was ruthless, she recognized kindness when she saw it. Ten Chuduen, who had pursued Zhou Botong unsuccessfully, had encountered Mei Chaofeng using live humans to train her skills. With a chivalrous heart, he stepped in to stop her, but was no match for her. Fortunately, Mei Chaofeng recognized him as a Chenjin Taoist, and, remembering Ma Yu's kindness, merely injured him without delivering a fatal blow. She had chased him to this spot. Ma Yu replied, "Thanks for asking. The Peach Blossom Island and the Chenjin sect bear no grudges. Is your master arriving soon?" Mei Chaofeng was startled and asked, "What business do you have with my master?" Chu Chi shouted, Wretched witch! Call your master here to witness the power of the Chenjin 7. Enraged, Mei Chaofeng retorted, "Who are you?" Chu Chi declared, "Chu Chi, have you heard of me, vile woman?" With a shrill cry, Mei Chaofeng leapt into the air, targeting the source of Chu Chi's voice. Her left hand guarded her body, and her right claw aimed to strike. Guojing knew the ferocity of Mei Chaofeng's attacks. Even with Chu Chi's high martial skills, he couldn't possibly take this blow head on. Yet Chu Chi remained seated on the ground, neither defending nor dodging. Guojing thought anxiously, "This is bad. How can Taoist Chu be so reckless?" Just as Mei Chaofeng's claw was about to strike Chu Chi's head, two gusts of palm wind surged from the sides. Liu Chuxuan and Wang Chuyi had struck simultaneously. Mei Chaofeng pressed forward with her claw, while her left palm swept horizontally to block the two attacks. However, the combined palm forces of Liu and Wang were unique. One was yin, the other yang, complementing each other to produce extraordinary power. This force far exceeded the sum of their individual strengths. In midair, Mei Chaofeng was jolted upward by the immense force. She quickly transformed her claw into a palm strike to stabilize herself. Flipping backward and landing on the threshold, she was shocked. How could these two possess such profound skills? They cannot simply be members of the Chenjin Seven. She called out, Is that Hong Qigong? Or Prince Duan here? Duan Yu? Chuchuji laughed and said, Ha ha ha. We're merely the Chenjin Seven. What Hong Qigong or Prince Duan? Mei Chaofeng was baffled. Tan the Taoist was no match for me. How could his fellow disciples possess such incredible power? Could there really be such a disparity in strength among fellow sect members? Guo Jing, watching from the adjacent room, was equally astounded. Even if Liu and Wang's skills are exceptional, they should at most be on par with Mei Chaofeng. Even combined, they couldn't have sent her flying so easily. Such martial prowess would be expected only of Zhou Botong, Hong Qigong, Huang Yaoshi, or Ouyang Feng. The Chenjin Seven shouldn't possess such abilities. Mei Chaofeng, being fiercely determined, feared no one but her master. The more setbacks she faced, the more she would stubbornly press forward. On the Mongolian cliffside, Ma Yu's courteous words had persuaded her to retreat. But tonight, Chu Chuchi, believing Zhou Botong to have been killed by Huang Yaoshi, and furious over Guo Jing's supposed murder, had cursed Peach Blossom Island and repeatedly called her vile witch. Though she knew she was outmatched, she refused to back down. After a brief hesitation, she untied her venomous dragon whip and said, Taoist Ma, forgive me for offending you tonight. Ma Yu replied, Not at all. Mei Chaofeng said, I will use a weapon. Draw your swords and blades. Wang Chuyi replied, We are 7 against 1, and you are blind. Even if the Chenjin Seven were unworthy, we wouldn't use weapons against you. We will remain seated. You may make your move. Mei Chaofeng coldly sneered. You think you can block my silver whip while sitting still? Chu Chuchi retorted. Wretched witch, tonight is the end of your life. Stop wasting words. With a snort, Mei Chaofeng swung her whip. The barbed, snake-like venomous dragon whip slithered forward, its head pointing straight at Sun Bu'er. Hearing the verbal exchanges from the other room, Hong Rong thought, Mei Chaofeng's whip is incredibly deadly, yet the Chenjin Seven dared to remain seated and face it unarmed. What technique are they using? I must see for myself. She pulled Guo Jing aside to peer through the small hole. Upon observing the Chenjin Seven's positions in the hall, Hong Rong immediately recognized something. This is the formation of the Big Dipper constellation. Ah, of course. Chu Taoist must just mention setting up the heavenly Gangbei Do formation. Huang Yaoshi, being well versed in astronomy, had taught Hong Rong to recognize celestial constellations during summer nights in her childhood. Thus, she could discern the alignment of the 7 Taoists. Ma Yu represented Dupe. Ten Chuduen represented Merak. Liu Chuxuan represented Fekda. Okay. I'm not sure about these translations. All right, Sal. Have a good night. And Chu Chuchi represented Megrez. These 4 formed the bowl of the Dipper. Wang Chuyi represented Alioth, Hao Datong was Mizar, and Sun Bu'er was Alcade. These three formed the Dipper's handle. The most critical positions, Megrez and Alioth, were held by the strongest martial artists, Qiu Chuchi and Wang Chuyi, respectively. Wait, where do these names come from? Let me see. Alioth. It is, okay, it is the names. I just don't know their names. I'm a dumbass. Yeah, I just realized I don't know the names of the stars in the Big Dipper. Dubhe. How do you pronounce Dubhe? Dubhe. Dub. Know your stars? I do not know my stars. The most critical positions, Megrez and Alioth, were held by the strongest martial artists, Qiu Chuchi and Wang Chuyi, respectively. Mei Qiaofeng's whip aimed at Sun Bu'er's chest, advancing slowly but with lethal precision. The Taoist nun, however, remained priest, however, remained motionless. Huang Rong. Okay. The AI thinks that Sun Bu'er is a woman. Hong Rong noticed a skull design embroidered on Sun Bu'er's robe and thought, the Chen sect is supposed to be orthodox. Why does this nun's attire resemble that of Sister May's? Sun Bu'er is a woman? Wait a minute. I thought they were all men. No, she's not a woman. No, he's not a woman. He's a man, right? Oh, my goodness. I had no idea. I had no idea. I was thinking Sun Bu'er was a man the entire time. Am I questioning your Jin Yong knowledge? Yeah. Didn't the female freak pretend to be her? Oh, okay, was that the one? Oh my god. Okay, now it makes sense. She was unaware that Wang Chongyang had once gifted Sun Bu'er a painting of a skull, symbolizing the transience of life and urging her to seek enlightenment. In honor of her master, Sun Bu'er had embroidered the symbol onto her robe. Though the whip moved slowly, it emitted a sharp whistling sound. Just as it was about to touch the skull on Sun Bu'er's robe, it suddenly recoiled like a snake whose head had been struck. The whip shot straight back towards Mei Qiaofeng at lightning speed. Feeling a slight tremor in her hand, she sensed the incoming force and instinctively ducked as the whip narrowly missed her hair. That was close, she thought, and swung her whip horizontally in a sweeping arc toward Ma Yu and Qiu Chuchi. Despite the whip's force, Ma Yu and Qiu Chuchi remained seated. However, Ten Chuduen and Wang Chuyi intervened, striking the whip away with their palms. After several exchanges, Hong Rong discerned the tactic. The Chenjin 7 used one palm for offense, while placing the other on a fellow disciple's shoulder. Realizing the principle, she thought, it's the same concept as when I helped Brother Jing with his internal energy. They combined their strengths into one. How can Sister May possibly withstand that? The Heavenly Gang Beidou formation was among the Chenjin sect's most advanced techniques, a result of Wang Chongyang's meticulous refinement. It allowed them to combine their strengths seamlessly, making them as formidable as a single entity, a truly indomitable force. As the fight continued for several more moves, Mei Chaofeng grew increasingly alarmed. She realized the enemies no longer deflected her whip, but instead redirected its movements, drawing it deeper into their formation. Though she could still wield the whip, the arc of her swings shrank progressively smaller. Soon, half of the long silver whip was caught within the formation, and she could no longer retract it. At this moment, she could have abandoned the whip and retreated, still having a chance to escape. However, having devoted years of painstaking effort to mastering her weapon, Mei Chaofeng couldn't bear the thought of losing it to adversaries seated calmly on the ground. Her hesitation lasted only a brief moment, but in the heated battle, timing was everything. Once the heavenly Gangbeido formation was activated, unless the one stationed at the Tianqian position called for a halt, the seven moved seamlessly, each strike faster than the last. By the time Mei Chaofeng realized her efforts were futile and resolved to abandon the whip, it was already too late. Liu Chuxuan's palm redirected the whip with a loud crack, sending it flying into the wall. The impact shook the building. The roof tiles rattled, dust cascaded from above, and Mei Chaofeng staggered unsteadily, drawn forward by the whip's redirected force. This step forward, though only about 2 feet, was critical. Had she let go of the whip earlier, she could have stepped back and escaped through the door. Now, forced to advance, she knew her position had worsened. In a desperate attempt to stabilize herself, she swung both palms to counter the incoming strikes from Sun Bu and Wang Chuyi. While she barely held her ground against their combined power, Ma Yu and Hao Datong's palm strikes followed immediately from behind. Although Mei Chaofeng knew that advancing further was increasingly dangerous, she had no choice but to take another half-step forward. With a loud shout, she kicked out her right leg, aiming for the wrists of Ma Yu and Hao Datong. Chu Chuqi and Liu Chuxuan, impressed by her agility, shouted, "Excellent move!" before stepping in to deflect her kicks with their own palm strikes. Before her right foot could land, she raised her left foot, narrowly avoiding their counterattacks. But when her right foot finally touched the ground, she had unknowingly stepped deeper into the formation. Now completely ensnared, her only chance of escape would be to knock down one of the seven, which seemed nearly impossible. Huang Rong watched with mounting unease. In the dim moonlight, she saw Mei Chaofeng's long hair flying wildly as she leaped and struck, her palms and feet moving with the ferocity of a tiger or a leopard. Yet the Tianjin Seven countered her every move with calm precision. Remaining seated, they used the principle of stillness to subdue motion. Whenever she attacked one, another would respond, and the others would reinforce as necessary, trapping her completely in their formation. Despite her desperate use of techniques like the 9-yin white bone claw and the heart-piercing palm, the coordinated palm strikes of the seven forced her back every time. Frustrated, Mei Chaofeng let out shrill cries of anger. Although the seven could have easily taken her life, they refrained from doing so. After observing for a while, Huang Rong suddenly understood. Now I see. They're using Sister Mei to practice their formation. Opponents of her skill level are rare, so they'll push her to exhaustion before stopping. Yet her guess was only partially correct. While it was true that the Tianjin Seven valued the opportunity to refine their technique against such a formidable adversary, their Taoist principles prohibited them from taking a life unnecessarily. Although Huang Rong felt no sympathy for Mei Chaofeng, she found the scene of the seven ganging up on her distasteful. After a while, she lost interest and ceded the viewing spot to Guo Jing. The sounds of the battle, palm strikes alternating between fierce and subdued, continued from the other room. Initially bewildered, Guo Jing couldn't make sense of why the seven sat on the ground to fight Mei Chaofeng. Huang Rong whispered in his ear, They're sitting in positions corresponding to the stars of the Big Dipper. Their internal energies are linked. Do you see it now? Her words sparked a realization in Guo Jing. Fragments of the 9-yin manual began to flow through his mind. Now he knows how to beat it. Or maybe not. Passages that had previously baffled him now became clear as he observed the Sevens' movements. The techniques they used to form the heavenly Gangbeido formation mirrored many of the concepts described in the manual. Guo Jing became so engrossed in his observations that he unconsciously stood up. Startled, Huang Rong quickly pulled him back down. Guo Jing collected himself and resumed watching through the small hole. By now, he had grasped the core principles of the formation, though he still didn't know how to use it. Each move made by the seven illuminated another aspect of the manual for him, deepening his understanding of its teachings. Unlike when he observed Hong Qigong and Ouyang Feng's duel on Peach Blossom Island, which offered limited insight due to their differing styles, the Chenzhen Sevens' techniques were deeply rooted in Taoist martial arts, making them an ideal complement to the 9-yin manual. This was a rare and invaluable experience. He's gaining XP. Just as Mei Chaofeng's movements began to slow, indicating her growing exhaustion, the seven lessened the intensity of their strikes. Suddenly, a voice came from the doorway. Brother Yao, will you go first, or should I have the honor of trying them out? Guo Jing was startled. The voice belonged to none other than Ouyang Feng. Let's see how they fare against him. He hadn't noticed when the man had entered. The seven were equally surprised and turned toward the doorway, where two figures stood, one in green and the other in white. It was the same pair who had been chasing Zhou Bo Tong earlier. The Chenzhen Seven let out low whistles, halting their attacks and rising to their feet. Huang Yaoshi said, Well, 7 Taoists ganging up on my apprentice. Brother Feng, shall I teach them a lesson? Or is this bullying juniors too much? Ouyang Feng chuckled. They disrespected you first. If you don't show them what you're capable of, how will these juniors understand the skills of the master of Peach Blossom Island? Wang Chuyi, who had once seen the Eastern Heretic and Western Venom atop Mount Hua, stepped forward to pay his respects. Before he could speak, Wang Yaoshi's figure flickered, and with a reverse palm strike, he slapped Wang Chuyi across the face. Caught off guard, Wang Chuyi stumbled and nearly fell. Chu Chuchi shouted, Back to formation! But Huang Yaoshi moved with lightning speed, delivering 4 slaps in quick succession to Ten, Liu, Hao, and Sun, leaving their faces stinging. Seeing the green blur heading his way, Chu Chuchi instinctively lashed out with his sleeve. As the leader of the 7, his skill was formidable, and his attack carried significant force. Huang Yaoshi, having underestimated him, felt a jolt of pain in his chest as the sleeve struck him. Quickly recovering, he grabbed the sleeve with his left hand, while his right hand aimed for Chu Chuchi's eyes. Chu Chuchi tore himself free, but his sleeve ripped in the process. Before he could react further, Ma Yu and Wang Chuyi attacked simultaneously. Huang Yaoshi evaded their strikes with ease, appearing behind Hao Datong and delivering a powerful kick that sent him tumbling. He just beat them up super easily. Guo Jing stepped aside to let Huang Rong look through the hole. Watching her father display his prowess, Huang Rong's heart filled with joy. If not for her concern for Guo Jing's injuries, she would have clapped and cheered on the spot. Ouyang Feng laughed heartily. Wang Zhongyang sure took in a fine group of weaklings. Chu Chuchi had never suffered such a crushing defeat since he began learning martial arts. He repeatedly shouted, "Return to your positions!" But Huang Yaoshi darted left and right, unleashing 7 or 8 deadly moves in a flash. The Chenjun 7, overwhelmed, could barely defend themselves, let alone re-establish their formation. With 2 crisp snapping sounds, Ma Yu and Ten Chu Duan's swords were seized and broken by Huang Yaoshi, who casually tossed the pieces to the ground. Chu Chuchi and Wang Chuyi immediately launched a combined sword attack. The Chenjun sword technique was intricate and sophisticated, and when 2 swords were used in tandem, its power was immense. Huang Yaoshi did not dare take them lightly and focused on countering several moves. Using this opportunity, Ma Yu retreated to the Tianchu position to unleash a palm strike, while Ten, Liu, and the others returned to their respective positions to re-establish the formation. As soon as the Heavenly Gangbeido formation was reassembled, the situation shifted dramatically. Tianchen and Yu Heng defended from the front, while Tianji and Kaiyang launched side attacks, and Yao Guang and Tian Xuan moved forward to support. Huang Yaoshi deflected the strikes with a flurry of 4 swift moves and laughed. "Ha ha ha ha! Brother Feng, so Wang Chongyang left behind something this clever." Though his tone was casual, his experience told him the situation had changed significantly. Each strike from the 7 now carried immense force, far surpassing their earlier disorganized attacks. Realizing the growing pressure, Huang Yaoshi resorted to his Falling Blossom Divine Sword Palm, moving fluidly through the formation, while his palms blurred in rapid motion. Huang Rong, observing through the small peephole, thought, "When father taught me this palm technique, he emphasized its feints, 5 false and 1 true, or 7 false and 1 true, to confuse and disrupt opponents. Who knew that in a real battle, even those false moves could become genuine strikes?" This fierce exchange was far more intense than when the 7 fought Mei Chao Feng. Even Huang Rong held her breath, while Ouyang Feng, a martial arts master himself, couldn't help but feel astonished. Mei Chao Feng, listening to the combat from the side, was both thrilled and ashamed. Suddenly, a loud "ah" was followed by a thud. Yin Jiping, mesmerized by the chaotic movements of the 8 combatants, grew dizzy as the room spun around him. Seeing multiple blurry images of Huang Yaoshi flitting back and forth, he fainted and collapsed onto the ground. The Chenjun 7 firmly held their positions, knowing that any lapse in concentration would spell doom for them all, and possibly lead to the extinction of their sect. Huang Yaoshi, despite his unparalleled skill, also felt cornered. If he had used lethal force at the beginning, he could have easily taken out 1 or 2 of them, rendering the formation ineffective. But his initial mercy now left him struggling to find victory or an exit. Both sides were locked in a desperate impasse, forced to fight with everything they had. Huang Yaoshi switched between 13 different martial arts styles over half an hour, but could only maintain a stalemate. As the roosters crowed at dawn and sunlight seeped into the room, the fierce battle remained undecided. How long is this battle going for? Meanwhile, Guo Jing's 7 days and nights of internal cultivation had reached completion. Oh! Despite the chaos of the battle next door, he remained calm and focused, guiding the warm energy within his body through the essential meridians. He moved the energy to his lower spine, then up to his kidneys, along his back through the Du meridian, ascending through the vertebrae to the top of his head, pausing briefly at the Niwan Palace. From there, the energy flowed downward along the Ren meridian at the front, passing through the yellow court, the Qi Si, and finally settling in the Dantian. Huang Rong noticed Guo Jing's glowing complexion, and radiant spirit, and was overjoyed. She returned to the peephole, but gasped in shock. Her father was now walking slowly, following the 8 trigrams, each step precise and deliberate, as he sent out palm strikes. She recognized this as one of his highest level techniques, which he only used in life or death situations. The Chenjin Seven were also fully exerting themselves, shouting instructions to one another as steam rose from their heads. Their robes were drenched in sweat, a stark contrast to the ease they displayed while fighting Mei Chao Feng. Ouyang Feng, observing from the sidelines, admired the Chenjin Seven's formidable formation. Formidable formation? Secretly, he hoped Huang Yaoshi would exhaust his energy and sustain injuries, as it would eliminate a key rival at the next Mount Hua Sword Conference? Competition? Gathering? Yet, despite his hopes, Huang Yaoshi's endless array of techniques kept the 7 from gaining the upper hand. Ouyang Feng muttered to himself, Huang Yaoshi is truly formidable. The pace of the fight slowed, but the danger intensified. Within the span of one incense stick, the battle would likely reach its conclusion. Conference, you like that? The Huashan Sword Con. Huang Yaoshi sent palm strikes toward Sun Bu'er and Tan Chu Duan. As the two raised their hands to block, Liu Chuxuan and Ma Yu moved to assist. Ouyang Feng suddenly let out a long howl and said, "Arr!" How does a toad howl? Brother Yao, let me lend you a hand. He crouched and launched a forceful double palm strike at Tan Chu Duan's back. Tan Chu Duan, fully focused on Huang Yaoshi, felt an overwhelming force from behind. It was swift and powerful, leaving no time for assistance or evasion. With a loud crash, he collapsed face first onto the ground. But Huang Yaoshi is not going to like that. Huang Yaoshi roared, Who asked for your interference? He deflected simultaneous sword strikes from Chu Chuchi and Wang Chuyi with his sleeve, while his right palm clashed with those of Ma Yu and Hao Da Tong. Ouyang Feng chuckled. Then I'll help them instead. His palms shot toward Huang Yaoshi's back. Unlike his earlier restrained strike on Tan Chu Duan, he wants to kill him. This was a full-force blow, aiming to take advantage of Huang Yaoshi's divided attention as he fended off the 4 Chenjin disciples. Ouyang Feng planned to first eliminate one of the 7, and then deal with Huang Yaoshi, knowing that once the formation was broken, the remaining members wouldn't pose a threat. Huang Yaoshi realized the danger and thought, I'm doomed! Unable to counter both the 4 in the front and Ouyang Feng behind, he braced himself, preparing to endure a severe injury from Ouyang Feng's toad stance. The blow carried immense power, but traveled with deceptive slowness. Ouyang Feng, confident in his success, smirked. Suddenly, a shadow darted from the side, leaping onto Huang Yaoshi's back and letting out a cry. This figure absorbed Ouyang Feng's devastating strike. Is it Mei Chao Feng? She sacrificed herself. Aww. Huang Yaoshi and Ma Yu immediately withdrew their moves and leaped apart. To their surprise, the person who had sacrificed herself to shield Huang Yaoshi was none other than Mei Chao Feng. Huang Yaoshi turned to her, his face cold, and sneered. Old venom, truly venomous, your reputation is well deserved. Ouyang Feng, realizing that his strike had hit someone unintended, inwardly cursed. What a waste! Knowing that Huang Yaoshi and the Chenjin 6 would join forces against him, making his survival unlikely, he let out a long laugh and quickly fled out the door. She dead? I'm assuming she died, right? Can she survive his toad stance? Oh, so he just ran away? I was like, oh, fuck this. Ma Yu knelt and lifted Ten Chuduan's body, only to be shocked upon touching him. Ten's torso was bent unnaturally, and his head drooped limply to the side. Ouyang Feng's strike had shattered both his ribs and spine. Aww. And that was Ouyang Feng holding back too. Does she get bells? Well, let's make sure that she died first. Seeing his fellow disciple on the brink of death, Ma Yu wept uncontrollably. Chu Chu Chi, seething with rage, grabbed his sword and chased after Ouyang Feng. In the distance, he heard Ouyang Feng call out mockingly, Wang Yaoshi, I helped you break Wang Chongyang's formation and rid Peach Blossom Island of its traitorous disciple. The 6 remaining priests should be easy for you to handle. Farewell. Huang Yaoshi snorted, recognizing Ouyang Feng's parting words as another venomous tactic to sow discord, shifting all blame for Ten Chuduan's death onto him to provoke enmity from the Chenjin sect. Though aware of this scheme, Huang Yaoshi had no intention of explaining himself to the Chenjin disciples. Instead, he slowly helped Mei Chaofeng to her feet, seeing that she was coughing up blood and clearly beyond saving. Chu Chu Chi chased Ouyang Feng for several dozen paces, but the latter had already disappeared into the distance. Fearing his junior brother might fall victim to Ouyang Feng's cunning, Ma Yu shouted, Brother Chu, come back! Chu Chu Chi, his eyes burning with fury, stomped back to the room and pointed angrily at Huang Yaoshi, shouting, What grudge does our Chenjin sect have against you, you wicked demon? First you killed our Uncle Zhou, and now you've taken the life of Brother Ten. Why? Huang Yaoshi paused in surprise. Zhou Tong, I killed him? He asked. You still deny it? Huang Yaoshi recalled the recent events. He, Zhou Tong, and Ouyang Feng had been racing across hundreds of miles, still unable to outpace one another. Zhou Tong suddenly remembered that he had left Hong Qigong defenseless in the palace and worried that his life would be in grave danger if discovered. Hong Qigong is still in the palace, eating his imperial food. He's having a grand old time. Abruptly, he declared, Old Mischief has urgent business. No more racing. Due to his nature, Zhou Tong had simply quit the race without further explanation. Huang Yaoshi and Ouyang Feng, unable to stop him, had reluctantly let him go. Huang Yaoshi had hoped to inquire about his daughter's whereabouts, but Zhou Tong gave him no opportunity. Meanwhile, Ten Chuduan and the others, trailing behind, eventually lost sight of the trio. However, Huang Yaoshi and the others had kept their pursuers in plain view. With Zhou Tong gone, Eastern Heretic and Western Venom had returned to New Jia village to investigate, only for these events to unfold. Now, as Chu Chu Chi raged and Sun Buer sobbed while cradling Ten Chuduan's body, all demanding a fight to the death, Huang Yaoshi stood in cold silence, seeing that the misunderstanding was beyond resolution. How is it beyond resolution? Just communicate. Just say, I didn't do it. Gojing might actually have believed what Yang Kang said. Oh no. Ten Chuduan slowly opened his eyes and weakly whispered, I'm leaving now. The Chenjin disciples quickly surrounded him, sitting cross-legged at his side. Ten Chuduan softly recited a couplet. Oh, a death poem. In hand, the divine pearl, ever wielding the brush, heart attuned to the music of heaven, untouched by mortal pipes. With that, he closed his eyes and passed away. He did. The Chenjin 6 bowed their heads in solemn prayer. After completing their rites, Ma Yu lifted Ten Chuduan's body, while Chu Chuchi, Yin Jiping, and the others followed behind, not looking back as they left the room. By this time, Chu Chuchi and Sun Bu'er had already realized that with Ten Chuduan dead, the heavenly Gangbeido formation was broken. To continue fighting Huang Yaoshi would only result in the unnecessary deaths of the remaining 6. The revenge would have to wait for another day. All right. How did you guys like that? That was a pretty good episode. Pretty good chapter. Well, yeah, you're right. Where the fuck is Guo Jing? Get out. 3 deaths. So Mei Chaofeng died, right? Or did she? It just said that she was coughing up blood and beyond saving. But like, is she? We didn't see her death. We didn't see her death poem. Where's her poem? The Chenjin 7 are like the 7 freaks. They're both now 6. True. Guojing and Hongrong must be super filthy though, after 7 days of not showering. True. I'm feeling that Mei Chaofeng is still alive, right? Maybe Guojing will come to save her? Oh, you think so? Oh, she has to do another 7 days. Guojing's gonna be like that. I have a feeling that she's not dead. Yeah, I think with stories, if you don't see the dead body, then they're not dead. So I'm guessing that she's not dead. If she did die, that would be a pretty cool death. That would be a satisfying death, wouldn't it? She saved her master. Yeah. The Big Dipper formation has a huge weakness. If one of the members die, then you can't do it anymore. All right. Well, that was a good chapter. I liked it. I liked it. All right, guys. It's late. Long episode today. Chu Xianren is so funny. You hope next week Goljing will come out Super Saiyan. Yeah, he did study their formation. So maybe he gained some XP from that. He's gonna become so powerful. All right, it's 8:45. Holy moly! All right, guys. Thanks for coming. I love you. I will see you next time. Bye.